are back on the Morning Brew with Friends, and this is Leslie. And Leslie Richards is the co-director at the Vortex Theater, and you guys are bringing Taming of the Shrew.
I am co-directing Taming of the Shrew with Kathleen Welker, and we are doing that in repertory with Julius Caesar.
Excellent. At the Civic Plaza.
At the Civic Plaza starting June 11th.
And I love it. We were just talking about how great the Civic Plaza looks now.
Yes.
It's one of those great kind of large, brutal public spaces, but it's gotten better, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's got that ribbon now of shade cloth. And,
Finally, that was one of the things you couldn't even go to Civic Plaza because it was so hot and sunny.
Yeah, but we start at 7:30 each evening, Thursday,
Perfect.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Right when the shade is coming in.
Yeah, it's just gorgeous down there. There's a breeze and it's quiet and it's a whole different kind of space than what it is at noon on Monday.
Right, when you're just melting out there, right?
Yeah.
So how does it work? I mean, you guys using that large stage that they have?
We're using the stage, and we actually set up chairs on the stage, so it really creates a really nice, intimate space. But there's room for over 150 people on that stage.
It is one of the largest stages in town. Like,
right.
I've seen bands there, and they look really puny because it's so big.
Yeah.
So people can go up on the stage and sit there and enjoy kind of really an intimate show.
Yes.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and that's what the Vortex does.
Right.
We have a space on Carlisle Boulevard, but it only seats 100 people. This is a big stage for us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
well, you guys have just the classic black box, really, right?
Right. Exactly. We started on Office Central 38 years ago.
It's been that long.
Yeah, and we moved to Carlisle almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's very cool. Well, I know you guys have been doing theater forever.
Yeah.
But this is something a little bit different for you guys, right?
Yeah, we're doing it in conjunction with the city of Albuquerque. This is the second year that we've done it in conjunction with the city, and we have 2 plays rolling repertory for 4 weeks, 4 nights a week. But we've been doing Shakespeare in the summer since 2010.
Oh, okay, cool.
So,
are you a Shakespearean lover? Is that one of your
I
things?
am.
Yeah. What is it about Shakespeare?
The language is so amazing, and he's so smart about men and women and what makes them tick.
How so? What is it for you?
Well, Petruchio and Caterina, they're both hard-headed.
They're the 2 main characters in
Taming of the Shrew. They're both hard-headed. They're both really, really smart. When Shakespeare wrote this, of course, Queen Elizabeth was on the throne, so she was very smart, but in general, women weren't expected to be smart. So they didn't expect to meet somebody who had the same brain power. And then they meet and they go, oh, wow, somebody who's gonna recognize me, somebody who really gets me.
Right. Well, that's what all of us are looking for in relationships anyway, right?
Exactly.
When we're all looking for a life partner, you want somebody who's smart and who gets you.
Yeah.
And I think probably in the Victorian world, it was that much more challenging, or the Elizabethan world, it was that much more challenging.
Yeah, it absolutely was. So they find each other, and they fall in love, we think, at first sight. It just takes the rest of the play for them to acknowledge that.
For them to know it?
Yeah.
It's like I have so many friends, like, if they get together, and my friends and I are like, they're going to get married, and they don't even know it, but we all know it, and that's kind of how this play rolls out. They fight, they have some great scenes, and I'm thinking about the plays I've seen in the past, like the great bar scene, and there's a scene in the house where they just go at it and yell at each other for like a half hour.
Not quite, but it feels like that sometimes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that how? Did you take it as a director? Did you take that like love at first sight approach, or did you take the you're smart, fight it out kind of approach?
We think they don't acknowledge that they love each other at first sight.
It's the whole like, you don't exist, I don't know you.
You can't possibly be the right person
just
for me.
Just playing it cool.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So we have 2 great actors playing Caterina and Petruchio. Ed Chavez, who played Puck last year in Midsummer Night's Dream, and he's a terrific actor around town. And Aaliyah Montano, who just had a baby and doesn't do as much as she used to, but is just terrific as Caterina.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
And we have a performance here, I think.
We do. These
friends.
are Jeremy Gwynn and Bridget Dunn, and they are playing Lucentio and Tranio. Lucentio is part of another of the couples in the play, and he is...
Are they an instigator couple, or are they Where do they fit into the whole thing?
Tranio is a servant to Lucentio, and Lucentio talks Tranio into pretending to be Lucentio so that he can hide and pretend and work his wiles on Caterina's sister, Bianca. So, but it's
the part of the subplot of
one of the subplots.
Yes, and it's their own romantic story.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
and I noticed that they're dressed a little bit differently.
yes, we're setting Taming of the Shrew in 1880s New Mexico.
Why did you come to that decision?
Well, it was a time when women were starting to recognize how smart they were. And of course, it's a really interesting time in New Mexico. It's the Lincoln Wars and after the Civil War, and things are really opening up in the state. So it's
Borders are moving all around.
yeah. So it's a very exciting time in New Mexico. It's really interesting because, of course, in Chicago they were starting to build skyscrapers, and in New Mexico we've got Billy the Kid.
Right.
So it's very Wild West in some ways, and we find it really entertaining.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I know that these guys want to get to it here. Like,
So-
let's see what part of this looks like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go to it.
Tell me, sir, is it possible that love should of a sudden take such hold?
Well, Tranio, till I found it to be true, I never thought it possible or likely. But see, while idly I stood standing by, I found the effects of love in idleness. Oh, Tranio, I burn, I pine, I perish, Tranio, if I achieve not this modest young maid. Counsel me, Tranio, for I know thou canst. Assist me, Tranio, for I know thou wilt.
Master, you looked so longingly on the maid, perhaps you marked not what's the pith of all.
Oh, I saw sweet beauty in her face, Tranio. I saw her coral lips to move, and with her breath she did perfume the air.
Saw you no more? Marked you not how her sister did scold and raise up such a din that mortal ears might hardly endure the sound?
Sacred and sweet was all I saw in her.
Nay then, 'tis time to stir him from his trance. I pray, awake, sir! If you love the maid, bend thoughts and wits to achieve her. Thus it stands. Her eldest sister is so cursed and shrewd that till her mother rid her hands of her, master, your love must live a maid at home. And thus has she closely mewed her up, because she will not be annoyed with suitors.
Oh, Tranio, what a cruel mother she. But art thou not advised she took some care to get her cunning schoolmasters to instruct her?
Ay, marry, am I, sir? And now 'tis plotted.
I have it, Tranio.
Master, for my part, both our inventions meet and jump in one.
Tell me thine first.
You will be school teacher and undertake the education of the maid.
It is! May it be done.
Not possible. For who shall bear your part here in Santa Fe and be Vincentio's son?
Enough! Content thee, I have it full. We have not yet been seen in any house, nor can we lie distinguished by our faces. You shall be the master in my stead. Tranio, keep house and port and servants as I should. I will some other be. 'Tis hatched and shall be so. But uncase thee, Tranio, at once. Take my hat and my cloak. When Gandello comes, he waits on thee. I will charm him first to keep his tongue.
So had you need. In brief, sir, since it your pleasure is, and I am tied to be obedient, for so your father did instruct me at our parting, be serviceable to my son, quoth he, although I think 'twas in another sense. I am content to be Lucentio, because so well I love Lucentio.
And the mustache is really convincing.
Good, I know.
We'll let you draw one on me
You
when we
can't
come
tell
back.
the difference, can you?
No, you guys look, you're twins. We'll come back in a couple of seconds. We'll have you draw a mustache on me. Back on the Morning Brew.